I used to think I had already won at life. You're smiling again, Lily said while tying her hair in front of the mirror. What's going on in that head of yours? I was just thinking, I replied. In 6 months, we'll be married. No more small apartments. No more worrying. She laughed softly. You always think too far ahead. Someone has to, I said. We're building a future. She turned and kissed my cheek. You're sweet. I believed that meant everything. Later that night, we sat on the couch, legs touching, a movie playing that neither of us watched. Her phone buzzed. She glanced at it and turned the screen down. Work? I asked. Yeah, she said too fast. Just work. On a Sunday night? She shrugged. You know how it is. I nodded, even though I didn't know how it was. Lily worked regular hours. She always had. But I swallowed the question and pulled her closer. Did you pick a venue yet? I asked. I'm still looking, she said. There's no rush. I smiled. You said that last month. She smiled back, but didn't reach her eyes. Her phone buzzed again. This time, she stood up. I need to take this, she said. She walked toward the balcony. Lily, I called. She paused. Yeah. You're wearing the ring, right? She looked down at her hand, then slid the ring off and placed it on the table. I don't want it scratched, she said. The door closed behind her. I stared at the ring. Silver. Simple. The one she cried over when I proposed. I laughed quietly. Don't overthink, I muttered to myself. She came back a minute later. Everything okay? I asked. Yeah, she said. Just a friend. A guy friend. I joked. She hesitated. It's Ryan. The name hit me harder than I expected. Your ex? I asked. He's just struggling, she said. He needed advice. At midnight, I asked. She crossed her arms. Why are you acting like this? I'm not, I said quickly. I'm just surprised. She sighed. You promised you trusted me. I do, I said. Of course I do. She leaned in and kissed me again. Good. I wanted to believe her. The next few days felt different. She stayed out later. She checked her phone more. Every time it buzzed, her shoulders tensed. One night, while eating dinner, her phone rang again. Are you going to answer? I asked. She looked at the screen and smiled nervously. I'll call back. You don't have to hide it, I said. I'm not controlling. I know, she replied. You're not like that. I laughed. I'd hope not. She stood up. I'm going to shower. Lily, I said before she walked away. She turned. What? Is everything okay between us? She stared at me for a long second. Why wouldn't it be? She asked. I don't know, I said. You just feel distant. She walked back and placed her hands on my face. You're imagining things. Am I? Yes, she said firmly. I love you. I swallowed. I love you too. She went to shower. Her phone buzzed again on the table. I didn't touch it. I just stared at it like it might explode. When she came back, her hair was wet and her phone was in her hand. I need to step out for a bit, she said. At this hour? I asked. Ryan's not doing well, she said. He needs someone. What about me? I asked quietly. She froze. You're strong, she said. You'll understand. She grabbed her coat. Lily, I said. She stopped at the door. You're wearing the ring again? I asked. She looked at her empty finger. I forgot, she said. The door closed. I picked up the ring from the table and held it tightly. It means nothing, I told myself. But something inside me cracked, and I felt it spread. The call came while I was staring at my laptop, watching numbers fall apart. Ethan, my manager said, we need to talk. I already knew what was coming. Just tell me, I said. The investors pulled out, he replied. Your project is frozen. I laughed once. Frozen? We'll talk later, he said softly. I'm sorry. The call ended. I sat there, hands shaking, heart pounding. Lily walked in 10 minutes later. You look pale, she said. What happened? I lost it, I replied. The deal, the job, everything we planned around. She froze. What do you mean everything? I mean no promotion, I said. No new apartment. No wedding date. She pressed her lips together. Ethan, I need you right now, I said. I really need you. She looked away. Say something, I said. She sighed. Ryan called me again. I stared at her. Now, he's in serious trouble, she said. Financially, emotionally. I laughed bitterly. So am I. He doesn't have anyone else, she said. What about me? I asked. Aren't I supposed to be your future? She rubbed her arms. This isn't about choosing. It feels like it is, I said. She sat down slowly. I need to tell you something. My stomach dropped. Tell me what? I helped him, she said quietly. Helped him how? I asked. She didn't answer. Lily, I said sharply. How? I used some money, she said. How much? I asked. She whispered a number. That was my savings, I said. For us. I was going to replace it, she said quickly. Once he stabilized. You didn't ask me, I said. I knew you'd say no, she replied. So you decided for me? I asked. She started crying. I was trying to save him. What about saving us? I asked. She wiped her face. You're strong. You'll recover. That sentence broke something inside me. So that's it? I asked. I lose everything. And you run to him? I didn't run, she said. I helped. With my money, I said. My connections too, right? She nodded. I stood up. You called my contacts behind my back. He needed a job, she said. You know, influential people. And I needed loyalty, I said. She stood too. Don't make this ugly. I didn't, I said. You did. The doorbell rang. She flinched. That's him. Of course it is, I said. She opened the door. Ryan walked in, wearing a fake smile and tired eyes. Hey, he said to Lily. Thanks for coming through. He looked at me briefly. Oh, you're here. This is my house, I said. He shrugged. Didn't mean anything by it. Lily touched his arm. Are you okay? I will be now, he said. Thanks to you. He finally looked at me again. I appreciate the help. You never asked me, I said. He smirked. She offered. That was all it took. So, I was never part of the decision, I said. Lily opened her mouth. Ethan, don't, I said. Just don't. Ryan checked his phone. I should go. Lily nodded. I'll walk you out. They left together. I stood alone, staring at the door. When Lily came back, her eyes were red. I didn't plan for this, she said. But you chose it, I replied. I chose to help someone who was drowning, she said. And I was just watching from the shore, I said. She whispered, I'm sorry. I laughed without humor. Sorry doesn't give me my life back. She stepped closer. I still love you. I stepped back. Love doesn't feel like this. She hesitated. I need time. I nodded slowly. Take all the time you want. She looked relieved. That hurt the most. When she went to bed, I stayed on the couch, staring at the ceiling. I finally understood the truth. I wasn't the one she chose when it mattered. I was just the one she thought would wait. Lily packed a small bag and stood near the door like a stranger. I just need a few days, she said. To think. I nodded slowly. You're not coming back, are you? She avoided my eyes. Don't say that. You didn't answer, I said. She exhaled. I don't want to fight. I don't want to be lied to, I replied. She picked up her bag. I'll call you. We both knew she wouldn't. The door closed, and the silence hit harder than any argument. My phone rang an hour later. Ethan, my manager said, about the partnership. I know, I said. It's gone. There were concerns, he replied. Conflicts of interest. Because of Ryan, I said. There was a pause. Yes. So I lose my job and my fiancée in the same night, I said. I'm sorry, he said again. After the call ended, I sat on the floor, back against the wall. I replayed Lily's voice in my head. You're strong. You'll recover. Maybe that was my problem. Mark showed up without knocking. You look like hell, he said. Nice to see you too, I replied. He sat across from me. She left. Temporarily, I said. He snorted. You still lying to yourself? She said she needed space. I replied. She chose him, Mark said bluntly. Stop dressing it up. I clenched my fists. You don't know everything. I know enough, he said. She crossed lines. I trusted her, I said. That's not a crime, he replied. But ignoring the signs was. What signs? I asked. He stared at me. You really want a list? I looked away. No. He leaned back. You gave everything. She took it. That makes me stupid, I said. That makes you human, he replied. After he left, my mother called. You haven't eaten, she said. I'm fine, I replied. Mothers know when their sons are lying, she said softly. I messed up, I said. You love someone, she replied. That's not a mistake. She walked away, I said. Then let her walk, my mother said. Don't chase someone who already left. I swallowed hard. I don't know who I am without her. You're still my son, she said. That hasn't changed. The call ended, and I stared at my reflection in the dark screen of my phone. I looked weaker, smaller. I thought about every time Lily smiled at her phone, every time I said nothing, every time I chose peace over truth. Grow up, I muttered to myself. I stood, walked to the bedroom, and sat on the edge of the bed we shared. Her pillow still smelled like her. I laughed bitterly. Pathetic. My phone buzzed. It was Lily. I stared at the screen for a long time before opening the message. I hope you understand. That was it. No apology. No explanation. No promise. Just understanding. I typed back, erased it, typed again, and erased it once more. What was there to say? That I felt small? That I felt replaced? That I felt like a backup plan? I locked the phone and placed it face down. I leaned forward, elbows on my knees, staring at the floor. I gave you everything, I whispered to the empty room. There was no answer. The night stretched on, heavy and endless. Somewhere between midnight and morning, something inside me finally stopped hurting. Not because it healed, because it broke completely. I sat there until the sun rose, unmoving, silent. By the time the light filled the room, I knew one thing for sure. The man who believed love was enough didn't exist anymore. He died quietly, alone in that room. I didn't plan to meet Daniel Reed. Mark dragged me to the gym like I was a broken piece of furniture. You can't sit in that apartment forever, Mark said. You're rotting. I'm breathing, I replied. That should count. It doesn't, he said. Come on. Daniel was standing near the lockers, calm and straight, watching everyone without judging. He looked at me once and frowned. You look empty, he said. Nice to meet you too, I replied. Mark sighed. Daniel, this is Ethan. Daniel nodded. The way you're standing tells me enough. Tells you what? I asked. That you're waiting for something, he said. Or someone. I laughed. I'm done waiting. Are you? He asked. I didn't answer. He handed me a towel. Sit. I sat. What happened? He asked. I trusted the wrong person, I said. And, he pressed. And she chose someone else, I replied. He tilted his head. So it destroyed me, I said. He shook his head slowly. No, they didn't destroy you. You allowed it. The words hit harder than any insult. You don't know me, I said. I know pain, he replied. And I know excuses. I gave everything, I said. I loved fully. And you forgot yourself, he said. That's not love. That's surrender. I clenched my jaw. You think I wanted this? No, he said. But you accepted it. I stood up. This is pointless. Sit down, he said calmly. Something in his voice stopped me. You want revenge? He asked. I hesitated. Sometimes. You want her back? He asked. I stayed silent. That silence is your answer, he said. And it's why you're stuck. What do you suggest? I asked. Rebirth, he said. Not revenge. That sounds easy, I said. It's not, he replied. It's painful, quiet, lonely. I laughed bitterly. I'm already all of that. No, he said. You're still chasing ghosts. He leaned closer. First rule. Cut contact. With her. I asked. With everyone tied to the old you, he said. No calls. No messages. No checking. I thought of Lily's name lighting up my phone. I don't know if I can, I said. That's why you must, he replied. What about him? I asked. Ryan. Daniel shrugged. He's irrelevant. He took my life, I said. He took what you handed over, Daniel said. Nothing more. The truth burned. Second rule, he continued. Build structure. Structure? I asked. Body. Mind. Money, he said. In that order. That won't fix my heart, I said. No, he replied. But it will protect it. I looked down at my hands. What if I fail? You will, he said. And then you'll continue. Mark watched quietly. Daniel stood up. You coming back tomorrow? I hesitated. Why would I? Because pain doesn't disappear, he said. It gets managed. I nodded once. I'll come. That night, I went home and stared at my phone. Lily's name was still there. Ryan's number 2. I hovered over the screen. Then I deleted them. No dramatic speech. No goodbye. Just silence. My chest tightened, then loosened. I opened a notebook and wrote 3 words. Discipline over emotion. I wrote a schedule. Wake early. Train. Learn. Save. No chasing. No explaining. For the first time in weeks, I slept without dreaming. When I woke up, the pain was still there. but it didn't control me. I stood in front of the mirror and met my own eyes. You let it happen, I said, and you won't again. That was the moment everything changed. Not loudly, not suddenly, but permanently. I woke up early again, the sunlight cutting through my blinds. Morning, Ethan, Mark said when I met him at the cafe. You're still alive? I am, I said. Barely. Barely, he smirked. You've been looking better lately. Stronger. I feel stronger, I said. Not looking. Mark leaned in. Good. You need that. You've been carrying ghosts. I've been carrying discipline, I corrected. He laughed. Same thing, I guess. Discipline beats ghosts any day. I nodded, sipping my coffee. How's she doing? I asked casually. Mark froze. Which one? Lily, I said. And Ryan. Why, he asked. Curiosity, I replied. Not concern. Mark looked at me carefully. Don't bother. But word is they're not stable. Really? I asked. What kind of unstable? Ryan is a mess, Mark said. Lazy, reckless, controlling. Not the hero she imagined. Interesting, I said, looking away. And Lily? She's frustrated, he said. Hates admitting she was wrong. Wants safety, not honesty. I smiled faintly. Funny how karma works quietly. Mark leaned back. You've changed. You don't sound bitter. I don't care anymore, I said. I just grow. Good. That's what I'm talking about, Mark said. Later, I hit the gym harder than ever. Push harder. I shouted at myself. Don't think about them. My arms burned, my legs ached, but I kept moving. Discipline didn't negotiate. After training, I ran into Daniel Reed. You're consistent, he said. Good. Consistency beats chaos. I like quiet victories, I said. Good. Keep it, he replied. Don't let anyone steal your energy. I won't, I said. Not anymore. On my way home, I stopped at the store. I overheard a woman in line talking to her friend. Ryan Brooks is bankrupt now, she said. And Lily, she's stuck cleaning up his mess. I froze, then smiled slightly. Silent justice, I thought. I didn't need to check the details. At home, my phone buzzed. Mark again. Update. Ryan missed another deadline, he wrote. Lily's losing patience, and she still won't admit she messed up. I typed back. Good for them. He replied quickly. Careful. Don't get too satisfied. I'm not, I said. I'm detached. I'm growing. Mark laughed. Fair enough. But it's funny to watch karma unfold. I didn't respond. Karma wasn't entertainment. It was a byproduct of choices. I spent the afternoon reading, learning, and reviewing my finances. Ethan, why are you so calm? I whispered to myself. You used to explode. Now, numbers, plans, routines, everything mattered more than emotion. Emotion was secondary. In the evening, Mark called. Lily sent a message. He said, she's apologizing, sort of. Apologizing how? I asked. Vague, he said. She says she's aware of mistakes, but no direct ownership. Typical. I smiled faintly. Good. Let her feel it. Mark laughed. You're a different man. Cold now. I'm focused, I said. That's better than cold. Later, I went for a walk. I saw a familiar cafe where they used to go together. I didn't enter. I didn't need to. Their faces, their choices, their chaos wasn't mine anymore. I passed it and whispered, grow quietly, win silently. Back in my apartment, I trained my body, reviewed my budget, checked my work plans. Silent victories, quiet routines, no interference, no emotional energy wasted. Mark texted again. Ryan lost the deal. Lily had to cover the bills. They're fighting constantly. I typed back. Good. That's enough. You sure? He asked. Yes, I replied. I don't need to touch it. I only need to grow. He paused. Impressive. I stared at the ceiling. For the first time, I realized the balance of power had shifted. Without me acting, without me confronting, without me reacting, they fell apart. And I rose. I whispered to myself again, the man I was is gone. The man I'm becoming is unstoppable. The sun went down. I didn't think of revenge. I didn't think of them. I thought only of myself. Only growth. Only discipline. Only victory. Quiet, clean mind. And for the first time, it felt complete. The knock at the door made me pause. Ethan, it's me. Lily's voice trembled. I didn't move. I need to talk, she said. I opened the door slowly. She looked smaller somehow, like the world had already pushed her down. Lily, I said calmly. You're here. I had to see you, she said, tears forming. I've made mistakes. Big mistakes. I noticed, I said. She stepped closer. I never meant to hurt you this way. Stop, I said softly. Don't explain yet. I have to, she insisted. I chose Ryan over you. I chose emotion instead of logic. Guilt over loyalty. I nodded. I see. You don't understand, she said, her voice breaking. I thought I was helping someone in need. And you were hurting me, I said quietly. You used my trust, my love, my savings. You lied. I know, she whispered. And I'm sorry. I can't fix it, but I can't not say it. I'm listening, I said, calm even to myself. Her hand shook. I should have thought about us first. About our future. But I panicked. I thought he needed me more than you did. You made a choice, I said. You chose him when it mattered. Tears rolled down her cheeks. I know. I see it now. I've been blind, selfish. Do you? I asked. Or do you just see the consequences? She swallowed hard. Both, I guess. You always choose comfort over responsibility, I said. Even now, you're here because it's safe. I wanted to come back, she admitted. I realized I lost what was real. With him, I'm unstable. I need stability. I didn't interrupt. I wanted to hear it all, to feel nothing but the truth. You're the one who stayed. The one who never faltered, she said. I want that now. And now you come crying, I said calm but firm. Expecting what? Forgiveness? A reset? I just want a chance, she whispered. Chance for what? I asked. To be with you, she said. To fix us. I leaned back. Do you even understand what us means? Yes, she said, voice rising. I was selfish. I know it. But I can try. And if I say yes, I asked slowly, what stops you from leaving again? I've changed, she said. I see now. I'm different. You don't understand me, Lily. I've changed too. I'm not the man I was. I won't be a backup, a safety net, or a plan B. She blinked, confusion and fear crossing her face. You're rejecting me? I am, I said, firmly but without anger. Not because I want to hurt you, but because I need to protect myself. I've built a life without relying on your choices. Her lips trembled. You don't even feel angry? I do, I said. But anger is useless. Growth isn't. And I've grown past the need to prove anything to you. She looked down, shame and regret written all over her face. I never thought I'd see this calm in you. That calm, I said, is my strength. My choice, not yours. Please, Ethan, she whispered. Just consider it. I have, I said. And the answer is no. Her shoulders slumped. I understand. You do? I asked. I do, she whispered. I really do. I closed the door gently. I leaned against it for a second, letting the silence fill the space she left behind. No guilt, no shouting, no tears, just quiet, firm closure. I walked to the living room and sat down. For the first time, I felt complete freedom. Not from anger, not from revenge, but from dependence, from needing validation from someone who never chose me. She tried to come back when I was finally free. And I refused her, not cruelly, not vindicatively, but firmly. The power had shifted. The man I had been, the one who gave everything, waited, hoped, was gone. The man I had become, calm, controlled, untouchable, remained. I didn't need her approval, her love, or her presence anymore. I only needed me. I heard about Ryan first from Mark. Ethan, he said, voice tight with disbelief, you should sit down. Why? I asked calm. He lost the deal. Investors pulled out. He's in debt. I nodded. Figures. Mark asked, surprised. You don't feel anything? I feel closure, I said. Not joy. Not anger. Closure. Closure, he repeated. Yes, I said. I don't need to celebrate his failure. I just need to move forward. A few days later, I ran into Sarah at the cafe. Ethan, she said. Hey, Sarah, I replied. How are you? Okay, she said, hesitating. I wanted to tell you something. Go on, I said. She took a deep breath. Lily, she talked about you. Even when she betrayed you. I raised an eyebrow. Even when she chose him? Yes, Sarah said. She always mentioned how strong you were, how much you cared. She missed that. She just never acted on it properly. I nodded slowly. I see. Sarah looked guilty. I know this doesn't help, but I thought you should know. It helps, I said quietly. Not to feel better, but to understand her. Understand her? She asked. Yes, I said. Not excuse her. Just understand. She smiled faintly. You've changed. I had to, I said. I can't be the same man who waited for someone who didn't choose me. Later, I saw Lily in public. Her face was pale, eyes darting. She tried to smile, but it was forced. I didn't approach. I didn't speak. I didn't need to. The next week, Ryan called Mark. Mark, he said, voice panicked. I can't handle this. I'm losing everything. Mark sighed. I told you so. You relied on others and failed yourself. I need help, Ryan said. Mark laughed. You had your chance. You squandered it. I overheard some of it later. Ryan's arrogance was gone, replaced by desperation. I thought about Lily, about the nights she ran to him, about the lies, the excuses. I felt nothing but calm, no desire to intervene, no need to save anyone. I walked past them once, Ryan fumbling papers outside a cafe, Lily trying to fix things. Ethan, Ryan said, noticing me. Wait. I stopped but didn't turn fully. Yes. I asked. I wanted to explain, he said. You don't get to explain, I said. I made mistakes, he said. I know, I replied. And now you're learning the consequences. I don't need to repeat them for you. Stop, I said, calm but firm. I'm not here for your redemption, or her forgiveness, or validation. I've moved past all that. He stared at me, defeated. Lily looked at me, silent, embarrassed. I didn't smile. I didn't mock. I just stood there, observing. You see, I said softly, your chaos doesn't affect me anymore. It only finishes itself. Ryan opened his mouth but closed it again. Lily turned away, and I walked off, letting them deal with the mess they created. That night, I called Mark. Ryan's completely unraveling, he said. And Lily, she's isolated. People are noticing her mistakes. Good, I said. Not because I want to celebrate, but because it's natural. They created this themselves. Wow, Mark said. You're calm, even detached. I'm not detached from life, I said. I'm detached from needing validation. That's the difference. Impressive, he said. I hung up and stared out the window. I remember the nights I cried over her. The nights I wondered if I'd ever be whole. Now, I didn't wonder. I had grown beyond needing revenge, beyond needing recognition, beyond needing her. Karma didn't need my hand. It unfolded naturally, and I didn't interfere. I made a cup of coffee, sat at my desk, and reviewed my finances. I trained my body. I read. I planned. I grew. The world was full of chaos, failures, and regret. But I was steady, focused, free. They fell apart while I rebuilt. And that was enough. I didn't need applause, tears, or confessions. I had already won. Not over them. Over the man I used to be. I had become better. And that, I realized, was the true victory. I sat on the balcony, the city lights stretching out before me. Mark called. Coffee, he asked. Sure, I said. I'll be down in 10. When I walked into the cafe, he raised an eyebrow. You look different. I'm different, I said. Quiet but steady. Still thinking about her? He asked. I shook my head. No, I'm thinking about me. Mark leaned back. Wow, that's new. It's overdue, I said. I spent too long chasing what wasn't mine. You're calm, he said. Peaceful even. I worked for it, I replied. Not by hating, not by waiting, not by reacting. By building myself. He smiled faintly. So you forgive her? I thought for a moment. Yes. Not for her, but for me. I can't carry bitterness anymore. You don't need her, he said. You've already won. I know, I said. And that's enough. Later, I walked past the park where I used to meet Lily. She was there with Ryan, or who was left of him, looking smaller somehow. I stopped. She looked up, noticed me, and froze. Ethan, she said softly. I nodded once. Hello, Lily. I didn't think you'd. I'm here, I said calmly. Not for her. Not for him. For me. She hesitated. I'm sorry. I know, I said. Apology accepted. Not for you, but for me. To let it go. She looked down. I see you've changed. I have, I said. I stopped waiting for validation from anyone else. She nodded slowly. I regret everything. Regret won't rebuild you, I said. I've learned that. Actions do. Discipline, boundaries, focus. That's how you rebuild. I wish I could, she whispered. Wish doesn't matter, I said. Choice does. And your choices are yours, not mine. She nodded again, silent now. I turned and continued walking, leaving her to her thoughts. When I reached home, Mark was waiting. You didn't run after her, he said. No, I said. I didn't need to. She was never mine to chase. Mark nodded. Impressive. Really. I went to my apartment, poured a glass of water, and looked at my reflection in the window. The man I used to be, the one who gave everything, begged for attention, hoped against reason. He was gone. The man I am now, stronger, steady, aware, he remains. I whispered to myself, I didn't lose love. I learned how never to lose myself again. I smiled faintly. That's the real victory. Later, I called my mother. Hi, Mom, I said. Ethan, she said warmly. I hear you're doing well. I am, I said. I've rebuilt myself. Mentally, financially, emotionally. That's my boy, she said. I'm proud. Thanks, I said. I forgive myself for letting others define me for so long. That's important, she said softly. Very important. I hung up and sat quietly. I thought about Lily, Ryan, the chaos, the betrayal. And I felt nothing destructive. Only clarity. Only peace. I walked to the balcony again. The city lights shimmered like reminders of a life I had almost lost. I whispered, I am enough. I am steady. I am mine. No one else could take that away. No one else could shake the boundaries I set. I poured another glass of water, sat in silence, and allowed myself to feel whole. No anger, no regret, only understanding. The man I was broken by betrayal had been rebuilt by the very pain that once destroyed me. I remembered nights of tears, nights of sleepless anxiety, nights I thought I'd never recover. And I realized those nights were necessary. They forged me into someone better, someone stronger, someone untouchable by their mistakes, someone free. I looked toward the park again. Lily was leaving, Ryan dragging behind her, faces marked with consequences. I didn't feel glee. I didn't feel revenge. I only felt life moving forward, mine. I whispered again. I didn't win her back. I won myself. And for the first time in years, I believed it completely. The betrayal that had destroyed me also rebuilt me. I didn't lose love. I learned how never to lose myself again.